Alright, what's going on everyone? It's Derek from Simnett Nutrition. Thank you so much for joining me for another video. This week I have a super quick recipe video for you guys. I'm going to show you guys how I make these amazing crispy oven fries without any oil. I was so surprised when I started dating Crystal and she told me, hey Derek, why don't you try making those fries without using any oil? Because usually what I would do is like I'd chop up all the potatoes and then I'd coat them in some type of oil, whether it was like coconut oil or olive oil or whatever, and then I would put them in the oven without even thinking about it. It's just always what I did. You have to put oil on your potatoes or on your yams in order to make them crispy and cook fries in the oven. But it actually isn't the case at all. I said, all right, Crystal, let's try it. We can try cooking it without any oil this one time. I know it's not gonna work out. And I was so surprised because it came out perfectly, just like these. They're so delicious, so good for you, and really, really easy to make. So I know a lot of you guys are sitting there scratching your heads right now going like, what's the big deal without oil? Why no oil? Why wouldn't you want to use oil? Oil's good for us. Olive oil's healthy. Coconut oil's healthy. Well, guess what? It's not that good for us. Oil is not good for us. It's not a health food, not good for us. It's been processed, the fiber's been removed, lots of the vitamins have been removed, lots of the minerals have been removed, and you're just left with 100% fat. We'd rather fill our diet with nutrient-dense foods rather than just straight calorically dense foods like oils. This is why we're making potatoes like this. So while this recipe is about as simple as it gets, there are a few key pointers that will help you to get nice and crispy oven fries. The first being cranking that oven up. Turn that baby up, 400, 420 maybe even. And then you want to get yourself some potatoes. Russet potatoes are the best, so are Yukon Gold, but we have some yellow flesh potatoes there, and I'm going to show you that you can even do it with yams. These are the spices that we're going to be using today. If you guys do decide to salt the fries, wait until after to put the salt on, because salt draws out moisture and it will make the fries soggy. And then you've got to get a baking tray. This one I have a silicone sheet on. These silicone sheets are really handy because they're reusable and they help to crispen up the oven fries. So get those potatoes out of the way because we're gonna cut this yam first. So cut the ends off. And then as you're cutting it, you want to make sure that you get even sized slices. And if you get them too big, then it's going to get soggy, and if you make them too small, then they're going to burn. They're not going to brown up very nicely. So this is about the size that you want. Chop the rest of those up. And then we move on to the potatoes, and because these potatoes are more round, the shape is going to be different. So they're more like wedges, but it works all the same. Just make sure they're all very similar size. It's a nice pile of starches right there. So I'm going to be putting some on the baking tray without any seasoning because yam fries are so good, they don't really need anything. So I wanted to show you guys that you can do that as well. But this is my favorite seasoning to put on there is some chipotle spice because I find that smoky flavors go really well with yams. And then I'm putting some black pepper on there as well. Mix it up really well. And once it's holding about as much spice as the fries are going to, then you put them on the baking tray. Make sure they're nice and evenly spaced out as well. You want a little bit of space in between them. So with the potatoes, I'm going to use a slightly lighter seasoning because the potatoes don't need to be all that heavily seasoned either. Just using a little bit of a multi-spice seasoning and then some paprika as well. I don't know if you guys know this, but I just learned recently that paprika is just red pepper that's been dried and crushed. I had no idea. Bell pepper. So get those all on the baking sheet, put them in the oven, wait for about 30 to 40 minutes depending on how big the potatoes are and how hot your oven is. Keep an eye on them though after about 20 or 25, and at this point is when you want to pull them out. Alright, so I just pulled them out of the oven and you can see they turned out really, really well. They all just started to brown. The ones with the seasoning on it look nicely seasoned, and the plain yams over here are just begging for a little ketchup or some other sauce, maybe some hot sauce. So I'm actually gonna make this into a bit of a meal, so I'm gonna show you guys what I'm gonna do with it right now. Ooh, so crispy. Alright, so for this next part of the dish, you wanna get avocado and some tomatoes. Chop up the tomatoes, get into that avocado. How is it? Oh, that's such a good feeling. I know you guys know that feeling too. Nothing better. And it's buttery smooth as well, perfectly ripe. So get that into the bowl as well. And then I decided I'm going to add some onion into this for a bit of flavor as well. Just finely dice that onion. Get that in there as well. And I put a little spice in there.
It's just some of that 21 spice seasoning. Mix that all up. Once you're here, you're pretty much done. Then you just gotta get a bowl, put a bunch of greens in there. Always gotta get those greens in you. That's baby kale. Put the fries on there, avocado, and then gotta have that ketchup. Just a little squirt of that.
All right, now that is one good looking bowl of fries. So much better than some greasy fries that came out of a deep fryer. I know you guys will agree with me. So definitely hit the like button if you guys have liked this video at all. Definitely subscribe so you guys can see more. Don't forget to leave a comment down below because I love reading your comments. You guys are so awesome. Thank you so much for the support. See you guys on the next video. Go make some potatoes and carb up. Woo!